Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So you could say this is the trigger to the assault. You look at Will Smith, you'll see he's actually laughing at the joke himself initially, whereas his wife, she's obviously, and rightly so, quite upset with the comment. Now, bear in mind, he's not referring directly to his wife's affliction with alopecia. He's essentially commented on a hairstyle.
That was a nice one, okay.
And that's why he reinforces it by saying, look, it's a nice one. Because essentially it's a roast, right?
I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
All intents and purposes, it's quite an aggressive approach. But the slap itself is questionable. And this is why I think a lot of people felt that the slap was initially staged. The slap wasn't that hard, and you can tell by the feet planting that it wasn't a solid setup for a knockout strike. It was, in a sense, playful, but heavy enough to let someone know that they're upset with them. That's why it's very difficult to know whether this was at this stage just a joke or a prank, or Will Smith was in on this. Now, interestingly, the body language here. And at this stage, if you look at his face, you can see he's quite calm. He's in control, and he's actually smiling and smirking almost. It gives an air of dignity, but also confidence that he's dealt with the situation. Whether it's correctly or not is another question to ask.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
You can see from his facial expressions and his emotions that he's actually very, very upset.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to.
I think this was triggered in part by Chris Rock's bounce back. The way that he bounced back from the slap on stage was so professional, clean, calm and confident. And Will Smith intended to punish him. At this stage, I think you're seeing the real anger, his real emotion showing through now.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
I mean, Chris Rock's handled this so well.
That was
He's
greatest night in the history of television.
I mean, that's a great one-liner. So what really triggered Will Smith to slap Chris Rock? I think there's a little bit more to it than meets the eye.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world.
People have internal justifications for their anger, and this is a classic example where someone's active impulsively and then post hoc justified their behavior internally.
Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. And I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay.
But I think what really triggered Will Smith's response wasn't the insult against his wife, was Chris Rock's reaction to his punishment. It was his reaction to being slapped. Because let's face it, Chris Rock bounced back brilliantly from it. He paused, he thought about it, and then he said quite clearly, well, this makes television.